Are we live? Yes, we are. Good evening, everybody, on this Saturday night, June 24th. And it's 9:51 p.m. Hope you all had a wonderful day, wonderful Saturday. Whoops. Hold on a second. What just happened here? I almost dropped it. Anyway, it should work. So, good evening. Hope everyone had a great day. I certainly did. I hung out in the garden all day. But we had to come in a bunch of times because it was hot out there. So that's what I did today. Just did a few things around the garden and kind of hung out there. It was nice, but it kept looking like it was gonna storm. We had a lot of storms in Minnesota today. I think they're still going on, and I think North Dakota, I don't know, all over the place. Anyway, I think we got a couple. I think I felt a couple drops on my arm, and that was it. I was ready to head on in, and went away. So anyway, but we did get a bunch of rain last night. As a matter of fact, let me see. I just found out that this is the worst drought Minnesota has had since the 1800s. Actually, I gotta figure out. Let me see what year it is. Actually, I could probably pull that up. Minnesota. It's since the 1800s. In history, close to the worst. We've had less than an inch. I think less than a half an inch in 30, from the middle of May to the middle of June. Not good for growing, that's for sure. Hi Dee, how you doing tonight? Welcome. Hope you had a wonderful day. Yeah, we had. Let's see. Yeah, it was 1800s. I think they said. And this is when everybody's planting their gardens. You had a good day? Awesome. That's good, Dee. A good Saturday. Yeah, it was. It wasn't even hot here. It was kind of probably upper 70s. Kept seeming like it was going to storm. I checked the radar. It's everywhere. Lots of storms tonight. Anyway, some people without power. Like always, that happens. In fact, I sure hope it rains again. I hope it rains. A certain part in my yard out by the garden, it has no grass left, just weeds. All the green grass died in this one little spot. Like 100 feet by 100 feet. And it is weird. It's almost like the fruit trees took up all the nutrients or something. Anyway, it all died. And there was only weeds. It was hot, but stayed inside. Yeah. Yeah, I was out in the garden almost all day. But there's times where it got hot, but kind of humid, so I had to get inside and cool down in here. Then go back out. Me and the boys pulled my vehicles out of the barn too, so I think I'm going to start setting up for my sale. I was gonna start in, I don't know, about a month, but I think I'll start soon. There's still some people in Tulsa without power since last Saturday from the storm. Really? That's a long time. Not even a fan. All the food in the refrigerator's wrecked. No way to cook. That's terrible. Oh, imagine not even having a fan to cool off. It's so hot and humid. So Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Oh wait, since when? Since Saturday? Since a week? You mean a week ago today? 7 or 8 days. I'm glad I got my own well, because some days I water for an hour, hour and a half. Sometimes if I have to, I planted trees and also, so I got my garden that takes an hour, 2 different gardens, and then I planted some trees, a whole bunch of trees of those, and then I put grass seeds that has to be watered. That's an hour and a half. And people are saying how high their water bills are when they're, the people in the city. Oh, I can just imagine. Water is so expensive when you're hooked up to the city. Oh man. One time my roommate, the renter that lived upstairs from me, I told him he can use the wash machine, but you gotta, because this is at my old house. Anyway, I said, but when it fills up, you gotta check it, because sometimes it'll drain out, so it just keeps filling and filling and filling and filling. I told him, if I'll let you use the washer and dryer, but you gotta check that wash machine. Once you put your clothes in, go and check it within half an hour and make sure that it filled and it's not just pouring out somewhere. Anyway, he didn't. He put the clothes in and went upstairs and forgot about it, and then he ended up going to bed. The next day, I came home from work. I always came home from work first, and it's quiet in my house, and I could hear the wash machine still running from the night before. I'm like, oh, heck no. Went down there, and it was just pouring right into the drain. About 24 hours it was going, and it was $60 on my bill. Extra $60 for running it for 24 hours. Anyway, it was the last time he used the wash machine. Let's put it that way. Yeah. In fact, I told him, you pay me that $60, you can use it again. He never paid me the $60, so he never used the wash machine again. And he was a welder. He is a welder, and his clothes were filthy all the time. He always had that welding uniform on, and dang, dude. Then even his dad died, and he got some money. It was just a few $1,000, but still, he didn't pay that $60 back. Anyway, no, I told him, you pay that $60. I told you. Anyway, so yeah, in a matter of fact, water is so expensive. Now, back in the 90s, I was feuding with the city that I was living in. I was at war with the city, with the or the compliance director, whatever, the guy that the property inspector, whatever. Anyway, I was feuding with that guy for a year or two. But anyway, I was so happy to see he got caught, because he was not only, he was the police chief, but he was also the one that what do they call it? I used to fight with the guy all the time. Compliance guy, city compliance guy. I was at war with him and the whole city and everything. They ended up paying me to leave their town, actually, after battling with them. They bought my house, and anyway, so I would leave. So anyway, um, it worked out good for me and them. But the best thing I ever saw is when his name was in the newspaper, because he got caught filling his own swimming pool with out of a fire hydrant with the city's fire hose. And anyway, I don't know, it was a lot of money back then too. So that's how expensive it is to fill up a swimming pool. Is very expensive. Probably, I don't know, probably like the guy running my wash machine all night. But anyway, the guy didn't want to pay for it, so he hooked up a hose to the fire hydrant and filled his swimming pool, and got caught. And he was disgraced, and he was in the newspaper and everything. And I was so happy because that's the guy I battled with for a long time. Anyway, and I'm going to tell you that my son will vouch for this. I didn't get into it. Never mind. I could go on and on and on about those people. You know, I've really got a problem with people who are in authority who are crooked. I really got a problem with that. I've seen it through my life here and there. People in authority who are really crooked. And anyway, I'm so glad to see him get caught. It was like I was gone, long gone, but still felt good. Because he got caught for something. At least people know now who kind of person he is. Anyway, I think I told you guys that one time. I had a Brinks alarm system, and my Brinks alarm system went off. And I could swear that they did it. You know what I mean? Anyway, I was at my bowling league, and it was a Thursday night. And I came home, and me and my son and my daughter and the police were there, and fire department. And I'm like, what's going on? And they're like, well, we have to get in your basement because you're anyway. They said that the alarm was going off, and I'm like, why? And they always give me a phone call. Anyway, the whole thing was weird. They kept wanting to get in my basement, and that guy, the police chief, came, not the fire chief. He wasn't a police chief. He was a fire chief, and the inspector. He came in his boxer underwear, and we got home like 10:30 at night. Him and a bunch of people showed up, and me and my son are just like, couldn't believe this guy's in his boxer underwear. And they wanted to make sure that there's no fire in my basement. I don't know what they thought was in my basement. And I argued with him, like, this is just crazy. If my alarm went off, Brinks would have called me. As a matter of fact, it went off occasionally because we had sensors and stuff, and like if the window was open and the wind blew and a curtain moved a little bit, it would go off. And I don't know, sometimes we had a bird in a cage and that would set it off, and a cat would set it off, and a dog would set it off, and whatever, kids would set it off. So anyway, so they called me all the time whenever it went off. In fact, I even had a beeper, a pager at the time. And they would either call me on the phone at home, or they would do my beeper, my pager, and they never did it. So anything, I know it was a lie. It did not go off. Yeah, guy's sitting there in his underwear, and they want to see if there's a fire in my basement. I said, no, I looked. There's no fire. No, we have to look. Well, hey, Grace, how you doing tonight? Shalom to you, too. Been listening with busy hands, making kittens dinner. Oh, I made my doggies dinner a little earlier. Their tummies are full. After I feed my dogs, all three of them, we have a routine. We've got a lot of routines. Like, if something ever happened to me, these dogs would not know what to do without their routines. But anyway, after they eat, we always give thanks for the food, and then they get their food, and mosquito in here. Oh, I got them. Anyway, after they get done eating, they all come up to me. Whenever they're done eating, they come up and they want me to, they move so I can feel their tummy. And then I feel their tummy, and whenever they get done eating, their tummy's instantly full. You could feel it. Just reach down and feel it's full. And I always say, "Oh, nice, Caleb." And then Lazarus will come up and fill his tummy and say, "Oh, nice tummy, Lazarus." And then Sprout will come up, and he doesn't really like. It's kind of new to him because he's I don't know, the younger dogs like him. Then he just wants to get on it, so he wants me to feel his tummy. Oh, nice tummy, Sprout. Anyway, I was you want to play saw? Yeah, I was in my garden almost all day. I just love it out there, and because like every time I had to come in because it was get cooled off or whatever, or to eat lunch or whatever. There was a video on that, you know how they recommend or whatever, and it's called "Beware of Homosexuals." Oh man, that was so funny. That was the funniest. It's 10 minutes long. In fact, it was by and it's kind of funny because I've been thinking about this. They have these. They're basically propaganda films. I'm sure it was written by the government, but that's Sid Davis. He's the one that took credit all the time, and he was John Wayne's friend, his buddy. Anyway, so they made these propaganda films for basically kids and teenagers in the '60s, like all through this. And I looked up the guy's obituary and see what kind of stuff he was into. And the guy, he doesn't even know. It was between 150 to 200 of these little propaganda films for teenagers. Anyway, I was reading his obituary thing. Sid Davis, at 90 years old, a filmmaker of cautionary tales for youth, dies. So I'll show you this. Sometimes Kitten will complain or beg for food during the day, but chooses to eat after I eat. So she fasts all day. Yeah. I try to eat at the same time or after them because I don't want them staring at me. I mean, they don't stare at me. They're no, I'm getting nothing. So for some reason, if I make toast, they think they're entitled to my toast. But other than that, yeah, I always wanted them to eat first because I don't know. That's why I'm anybody hungry when I'm eating. But yeah, they had baked chicken tonight with vegetables and over the top of some. I think a couple kinds of food, but tonight they're still eating some puppy chow. Some of it. They run constantly and they just burn calories. And I don't know. Lazarus is skinny. He's just constantly running. So anyway, I guess German Shepherds grow for 2 years, so he just maybe reached his full size. I don't know. Anyway, so this is Sid Davis, Cautionary Tales of Youth. I'm going to show you the video that came up. I watched it. It was crazy. It's called Beware of Homosexuals. This is crazy, you guys. Now, I don't know if I could play this. I might get a copyright. I don't know. No, I think it's fair use if I comment on it. But wait a second. Oh, I can't really play it. I can't really play the this is one about homosexual. Um, if I can't play it because it will have my voice in it too. But I'll just show you real quick. Um, so they're saying how you gotta like watch out because they could be anywhere and you won't know. This is actually the police guy who's supposedly wrote this cautionary tale. He works in the police department, and so they have a couple stories, and so I guess it used to be common, and I can remember this. Actually, it was kind of common for people to hitchhike. So it's like, yeah, careful, hitchhiking and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, so they tell two stories, and like Jimmy or whatever his name is, he was, I think he was late for school or something. I can't remember, but and back then people just flagged down rides. So this schoolboy, gets in a car because he flagged down somebody, and the guy was real nice. Oh, you saw this before? You can critique and educate. Yeah, okay. I thought, yeah, you gotta comment so much during the. I gotta do it somehow. Oh, I know. Oh wait, how am I gonna have that sound but not my sound? My mind's. Oh, I know. I have to put headphones on. Reverberate. I had to think, how did I do that? All right, I'll show you this. You saw this before? And you guys, I've been thinking about this. Okay. Why did they put these videos out? And I thought there's a couple reasons. Because, and I kind of figured, it kind of came a little clear to me what my thoughts anyway, why they put these videos out. When I saw this guy's obituary, what kind of films he put out besides his homosexual stuff. I'll show you. I'll show you that video. I have to put my headphones on for that. But real quick, I'll just show you what I'll tell you what my thoughts are. Just looking at all the stuff that he did, I think there's things that because nothing gets published and nobody gets this high well known unless it's part of the plan. You know what I'm saying? And so after looking at what this guy did for his life, for the powers that be or whatever, he was part of the club. I think two things that I can think of right away. Number one, they're trying to make it seem like the government is watching out for you. As a matter of fact, I know that because in one of these stories, or maybe two of these stories, the stump seems to be God for one YouTube prophet. Yeah. Here, hold on a second. Put this up a little higher. There you go. It might be all in there. So, okay, so and so you'll see in this video, several times they'll tell the kids, because these are and children, okay, these are propaganda films for teenagers and children. And multiple times they'll say, okay, kids, be careful. And if you have a problem, either tell your parents or your teacher. They equate the two. So, if you see the homosexual, make sure you let your parents know or your teacher. Or something like, okay, if an adult wants you to go fishing with them alone, make sure you tell your parents or a teacher. I mean, so it's always like they're equating your teacher with parents. I mean, it's kind of weird. So right there, it's like it all ties together. All ties together. And and anyway, so they come out looking like they're trying to like your big brother. They're the big brother, right? Um, so they're kind of a couple things. So that they're trying to make it seem like they know what's best. Either talk to us or your teacher. Your teacher is your away from home parent. Yeah, well, I guess it is because especially back then, I mean, everybody was pretty straight laced. You know what I mean? And I don't mean like homosexual straight laced stuff, but I'm saying like, so yeah, so your teacher. So yeah, so they're equating the two. So anyway, so they're putting that in the kid's head that, you know, you might not tell your parents, but at least tell your teacher. In their theory, yeah, you're right. So they're so a lot of times they'll say, you know, if you can't tell your parents, at least tell the teacher. Like they're equating the two anyway. And they're taking the authority to tell your kids. But anyway, so another thing that they're doing, once I saw all the stuff he did, you know what else they're doing? By not only while they're playing the big brother hero that's trying to stop you from getting hurt and killed and stuff, or molested. But guess what? They're also exposing kids to all this stuff. They're exposed to the homosexual stuff. They're exposing kids to the pornography. They're exposing kids to drugs, marijuana, alcohol. Listen to this guy's stuff. So this is the kind of stuff the guy was warning the youth about, the children. So while you're warning them, not like it's his job to do so, but he thinks it's his job. But you're also exposing the kids to this. You know what I mean? So Sid Davis, this is the guy whose films. So he died 2006. Sid Davis, a prolific educational filmmaker of the 1950s and 60s, whose cautionary movies from, quote, The Dangerous Stranger to The Bottle and the Throttle sought to terrify an entire generation of young people into straight-laced middle-class obedience. Here's another subject, another goal that they have. Is to terrify an entire generation of young people into straight-laced middle-class. Forget all this straight obedience as it was. Terrify an entire generation of young people into obedience. Do you see that? I mean, right there. He died at his home October 16th in Palm Desert, California. He was 90 years old. Causes lung cancer, the family said. What's a conspiracy theory today, ladies? Hello, little tall guy. I don't know. You tell me. A former Hollywood stand-in for John Wayne, Mr. Davis was considered one of the foremost practitioners of the social hygiene film, originally underwritten by Mr. Wayne, Mr. Davis's work. So it was originally written, they're saying, by John Wayne. So his work took on a range of subjects that most educational filmmakers considered taboo, and this is in the early 60s. Sex, drugs, alcohol, rape, and molestation. Mr. Davis lost count of all the films he made, but there seemed to have been at least 150, perhaps many as 200. His best-known titles, familiar with legions of baby boomers, include, quote, The Terrible Truth About Marijuana, The name unknown about juvenile delinquency. And why take chances? And that one's about flying kites in rainstorms and other needless acts. Or Girls Beware, and that's about sex and seduction of the innocent. That's marijuana, barbiturates, and general depravity. So they're kind of warning them at the same time that they are. They're kind of warning them at the same time that they're exposing them to it. You know what I mean? Like, how many kids would even have known about barbiturates or marijuana or depravity or sex or flying kites with needle or whatever they're doing? The movies are squarely in the tradition of cautionary literature for children, whose best known example is probably Struwwelpeter, the German tale of the dreadful fate of a dreadful child, which has been traumatizing young miscreants since the 19th century. Mr. Davis's films, most live action, some animated, are 16 millimeter equivalents. They are small mirrors of post-war anxiety in an age of juvenile delinquency was perceived as a looming threat. Flying kites in rainstorms? What about yeah, exactly. They taught everybody how to do that. Where do you think they're getting the idea? Here's one to modern audiences. Davis's work can look high camp. I don't know what that means. Some of his films have aged strikingly badly. In particular, The Boys Beware, which warns of the dangers of child molestation at the hands of a roving predatory homosexuals. Mr. Davis played one of them in a brief cameo. Oh, I know which one he played. As if he discovered it. Yeah. I was just thinking about that the other day when I was coming home. Well, yesterday, I was coming home through those storms. And I thought, yeah, okay, so he's flying a kite with a key on it and gets knocked over. Why the heck would that attract you to more electricity? Who would want it? And how would you know it's electricity? Now what? How did he capture it in a bottle? You know what I mean? That doesn't explain how you end up plugging a toaster in the wall and a TV. I mean, how did it go from getting shocked by a key and and why has he got a key tied to his kite or whatever? Makes no sense. Anyway. And gangs. Age 13 is about youth growing up in poor Southern California. And then, of course, they had all the rap come in and just finish all the kids off with that. But anyway, here's that video. Where is it? Beware homosexuals. Anyway, the school kid accepts a ride from this guy, and the guy wanted to know all about him. He was a very good listener. And this kid, Jimmy, whatever his name is, liked the stranger that gave him the ride because he was so interested in all this stuff. So Jimmy told him he wanted to know, like, where do you guys practice baseball? And he told him every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And then on Saturdays, we go to the basketball thing. He said, oh, thanks, mister. Look at this is the homosexual. This is the homosexual. Oh man. Oh, that's funny. You're right, D. Most child molesters are heterosexuals. As a matter of fact, homosexuals really don't even molest anybody. And you know what else they don't do? I mean, most of them, let's just get real. Is that what they look like? Sunglasses off. Yeah, so if you see somebody that looks like this, that is a homosexual. Oh, so there's two kinds that they're telling you about in this propaganda film. There's two kinds of homosexuals. The sneaky kind, like this guy's a sneaky kind, okay? He's trying to attack you by being nice. Then he'll attack you and rape you. And then there's another kind that they're going to show where another kind that they attack you and they be mean. When is the Bible study starting? I don't like this hateful talk. Well, little tall guy, this is an open chat, so I don't know where you really are during the rest of the time when we do Bible study, but I'm not got no hateful talk about nobody. You understand? You're free to find the exit. Yes. Yep. Yeah, I'm sure that we don't do Bible study on Saturday night. Yeah. I don't think you know the schedule, but yeah. You can come back on Monday night. All right, we'll be back into scripture for sure. Maybe Sunday. It's the name of the channel. The name of the channel is High Karate. Are you talking about my channel? His channel or my channel? That looks like Jack Nicholson. It does. It does. The name of the channel. First time, probably last time. All right. Well, thanks for stopping by. Yeah, if you notice, we it says open chat. Yes. Deep dive Bible study. Yes. On the weekends, we just have an open chat. All right. We do deep dive Bible study 5 to 6 days a week, every night. Well, again, being told how to run your channel. Do we recognize this one? Yes, I do. I do recognize it, Grace. I do recognize this person. Yes, I do. And it's not their first time here. You know it, and I know it. No, this is not their first time here. And this person does not care about Bible study. Believe me. Yeah, I would just ask and no need to get hospital. Jeez. Oh, okay. Well, if you, I'm not really sure if you recognize what hostile is. No, he doesn't. Yeah, we always know. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, this person doesn't really care about Bible study because, but they do want to tell me how to run my channel. So, but thanks for stopping by. Yep. You guys need to see a doctor. I've never been on this channel before. But sure, keep convincing yourself of that. I have to keep convincing myself anything. And I don't run to the doctor. Oh, you demons. Oh. Wow, look at you. All right. Well, you demons. I think you need to go. I kind of want to play with you a little bit, but then again, I don't. Burn to go make another account. All right. Go make another account because I think yeah. Yes. Yes. Anyway, go make another account, okay? And pretend you weren't here before. Yeah, we know who you are. And not impressed. Yeah, yep. It says bye, Donald. Wah, 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 wah. Yep. That's funny. When does the Bible study start? Oh man. Well, set your alarm clock, okay? Because it's gonna be probably Monday night, about 9:45, maybe 9:38 or 9:43. All right. Hope to see you there. All right. And no, the only one with hateful talk is you. And the only one that needs to see a doctor is you. And the only one that is got demons is you. Oh, I missed some of your comments, Grace. Yeah, he can use any name, but his game's always the same. Distraction. Yep, for sure. For sure. I don't see his remarks now. No, he got the boot. Nope. Nope. We recognize him, though. It's one of multiple accounts. I know one thing, it's not fun making all those accounts. And like when you get deleted and blocked, like right away, you think, oh, dang, I'm going to make another account. So anyway, have fun with all that. He's even got a tooth missing. All right, so that's what the you don't see his remark, yeah, and you won't. Anyway, I'm gonna keep going because I can comment on this. So he dropped Jimmy off and got a lot of information about Jimmy. All right. Yep. If he ever wanted to hear anything related to the Bible in the first place, yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly. All right, and then the next day, this guy who gave him a ride yesterday shows up at the ball field where he said he was going to be. Because that's what these predators do. But I don't think this is really a predator. I think he just wants a date. Then the second day that he took the kid out, they went and had they went to a drive-in and had a Coke. He didn't even give him fries or not, just a Coke. Oh, those look at the ducks. Those are real ones, not fake ones. Not imaginary ducks. Those are real ones that, fly wherever the hell they want to. And he took the boy fishing, and the boy really liked it. And then the guy showed him some pornographic playing cards. He showed him some pornography, but Jimmy felt pretty grown up for. And then the guy brought him some real neat places like mini golf and stuff. Spent a lot of money on him. Gave him a lot of attention. But you know what? Jimmy didn't see the red flags. And anyway, so Jimmy told his parents about this guy. And you know what? They say, I'm gonna play this part. Real undomesticated duck. Yeah, real ones. Yeah. Lykeem, Bert, Donnie, etc., etc. Yeah. Or tall mini guy or whatever. Little tall guy. All right. Hopefully this won't reverberate. Let's see if I can do this. So here's what happens. Once this boy tells the mom and dad or the teacher about his homosexual friend, this is what happens. Let's see if we can hear it. I'm not sure. Oh, wait. I have it muted. All right.
Finally, Jimmy told his parents, and they reported it to the juvenile authorities. Ralph was arrested, and Jimmy was released on probation in the custody of his parents.
Okay, so once the kid told his parents about the homosexual that brought him fishing and stuff, the homosexual was arrested and Jimmy got probation. Arrested and probation for what? Anyway, okay, so the homosexual got arrested. I guess it's against the law back then. But why did Jimmy have to get probation for what? See, makes you say, see, kids, you probably shouldn't even tell your parents. You know what I mean? Should just ditch the guy. So yeah, and then okay, so that's one kind. They said there's two kinds. Real undomesticated duck, yes. Real duck. And they can just oops. Hi karate. I hit the wrong button. All right, I think we're right about here. All right, they're going to tell you about and they're going to tell you about sneaky ones. The sneaky homosexuals that aren't going to be nice. They're going to try to kidnap you. So here's one that was sitting on a park bench watching the boys play basketball. I mean, really, they should have said child molesters. They're homosexuals, which really doesn't make sense. But so then the guy, the sneaky molester, waits for his friends to go, plays with them basketball, and then says, "Hey, I'll give you a ride home. There's my car over there." And he says, "Oh, okay. Let's play longer. I'll give you a ride home." He said, "Okay," and they played longer. And then that boy was never seen again. Yep, he killed them. Yep, we better get going. Yep, there. They said that's the last time he saw. Never saw him again. And then there's a third kind. Now this is a sneakier kind, even sneakier yet. So he'll play tricks on you. This one will play tricks on you. So they saw some boys go by on a bike as they're doing their. Oh, now this one's got a trick. It says, "Hey boys, you see those kids go by on the bikes?" They said, "Yeah." He said, "You could recognize me?" He said, "Yeah, well, those are stolen bicycles. Get in and help me find those stolen bicycles." One kid gets in and says, "Yeah, let's go find them." And the other kid said, "No, my parents told me never to get in the car or teacher. So, and if you see your friend get in the car, write down the license plate." So he did. And later that day, when he was done with his paper out, he asked Johnny's mom, did they ever find the stolen bicycles? And then he said, "Oh, well, I wrote down the license plate number in case, he's kidnapped or something." And the mom said, "Okay." And then she called the police, like a good mother, they said, like a good parent. She called the police. And since they had the license plate number, the police were able to pull over the car and get Johnny rescued. So that was the story. And then they saved him because the kid wrote down license plate number, and you should do that. Oh, here's a fourth story. I forgot about this one. This one is where the three boys got done playing or whatever, and they're going to go home. This one wanted to take a shortcut, and these two wanted to go the long way. But here's a molester in the background that they're calling a homosexual. But he's going to try to molest this kid. So they said, "Now, here's another thing, another trick they use.
when you get separated from your friends. Oh, I forgot. Guess where this is? I forgot the best part. So they're at the beach, okay? They're at the beach, and the boys just went into. They said, "I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play it. You gotta listen to this." They're warning kids that they hang out in bathrooms. Okay.
Public restrooms can often be a hangout for the homosexual. Bobby and his friends hadn't noticed the man who had been in the restroom when they changed, and as it was late, he suggested they take the shortcut under the pier, but the others preferred to take the more traveled way home.
Uh, okay. So then the guy that was hanging around the bathroom followed the boy and was going to get him under the pier. And the kid said, "Oh, this is scary." He noticed that the guy from the bathroom was following him. And the guy that watched him change his clothes. They said, "Hey, friends, I'll go the long way." So he went the long way. Yeah, caught up with his friends. They said sometimes it's better to walk home with your friends anyway. It's more fun. So just beware, kids. But yeah, so this guy, I looked up his. Yeah, these are all the kinds of movies he made. So is he warning everybody? It is so weird, you guys, because yeah. So what they're doing is they're equating homosexuals with child molesters, and it's just so messed up because that's not the case. You know what I mean? But so yeah, he's also the one that dangerous, stranger danger, the original stranger danger, dangerous danger, the bottle and the throttle. But here, sought to terrify an entire generation of young people into obedience. And that's what it was all about. All these guys' movies. So yeah, he exposed everybody to all these subjects, all the children to subjects they probably are even too young to think about. Like he shouldn't be telling the kids about sex or seduction, the innocent, or drugs, or depravity, or any of this stuff. You know what, you guys? You know what I learned today? Um, on, you know how in, what is that Bible verse here? I looked something up today that I never looked up. Neither from the noise.
According to Bible.com, surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler, and from the noisome pestilence. He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler.
You know, people always use this Psalm 91 as like some kind of prophecy for end times, which is so wrong. Psalms is not your end time prophecies, okay? 10,000 falling your right hand on your left or whatever. Those are not end time prophecies. But anyway, so I have and now this is Psalm 9. How nobody's gonna get hurt. You know, Jesus said, yeah, most are gonna get killed in a horrible way. But anyway, so everybody, runs back to Psalm 91. It says here, nothing's gonna hurt us. But anyway, it says, surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilences. You guys ever looked up what noisome means? A noisome pestilence. A noisome pestilence. It has nothing to do with noise. It's like being really stinky and disgusting smelling. So the pestilence. It literally means having an extremely offensive smell, disagreeable, unpleasant smell. Yeah, he's not going to hurt his bride. Why would he beat his bride up before the wedding? Oh, I think he wants a bridal. Wow. You know what a way to lose your faith, huh? If you're 100% guaranteed by everything around you, and even the Bible says that no matter what happens during the tribulation, nothing's going to hurt you. Okay, and then they capture you and you're in a prison, and then they're bringing you out to get your head chopped off. You're thinking, oh, hey, everybody said this wasn't going to happen. So, yeah, do you believe anymore? Nope. Yeah, Jones. Anyway, noisome pestilence is a very stinky, smelly, offensive smell pestilence. You know that? You saw muted. I. Do I sound muted now?
No, sorry about that. No. All right, never mind. I had my headset on because I didn't want that video to reverberate. So, it should be better. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, I still had my headset plugged in. Then I put it over to the side and it was the microphone with it. Anyway. Yeah, anybody want to chat or anything? I was about tomorrow night maybe playing, even if nobody showed up, I could probably still play Bible Jeopardy with one person or no persons, even one person, because the people at home are also playing, you know what I mean? So maybe tomorrow night we'll do Bible Jeopardy. I could come on earlier. I want to do a maybe start coming on a little bit earlier. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, so from Grace to driest middle of May to middle of June since the 1800s. I think it was early 1800s. Question: are you aware that chemicals are spraying over your head? Yeah. All right. Now I have a Bible question. Very straightforward and straight to the point and very serious. 1 John 2:15. Love not the world, nor things are in it, or whatever. What do you think of that? All right. Well, we do answer questions on this channel, and that's what we do. So here's my answer. What I said was, are you aware of the chemicals being sprayed over our head? Sounding better, that's good, D, because I had the headset plugged in for a second. So I wouldn't echo on that video. And the reason I've been thinking about stuff like this is because I've been gathering up facts together. You know, when the TV was invented, the kind of stuff that they did, and it's all worshiping gods, and the TV was a god. But anyway, just like, wow, just mind-blowing stuff I've been finding out, like just all kinds of stuff. That'd be good. Yeah. I probably could even do it tomorrow night because I got all my notes that I've been collecting, and this propaganda film here, because that's what the TV is. It's propaganda. Propaganda, as the prophet would say. Now, like I said, just so many things they accomplished with this. Right now, they could never have pulled off COVID without it. Makes me think of Enki, or is it Enlil? The myth says he gets angry over the noise from people, so he sprays them dead like raid bug spray. Really? Good night, D, people. Oh, did he say good night? Okay, good night, D. Thanks for coming on. Good to see you tonight. Sleep well, and thanks for coming in, and have a great day tomorrow. Yeah. Okay, thanks, D. Yeah, I said be blessed, D. Good night. But yeah, I think it'd be interesting to go over this TV stuff because nobody thought nothing of the names or anything of the TV shows or really anything about it. And you know what's really weird? You know what's really weird is all this stuff that's kicked off, like really weird to change the future. Just like that Trump, back in the 50s or 30s or 40s, I can't remember. They had that thing at the World's Fair, and it was the homes of the future, and it had Trump involved in it and all that. It's just weird, but came out at the World's Fair. All these things came out at the World's Fair. Even, you know what even happened at Chicago World's Fair was that was it Ed Gein? I can't remember which one it was. But he used the World's Fair to anyway, just so many things connected to the World Fair. Guess what else is connected to the World's Fair? The very first television broadcast was broadcast from the World's Fair. Yeah, that should tell you a lot. From 1939, World's Fair in New York City. 1939. I mean, crazy. By just crazy. Anyway, yeah, it'd be a great study. I don't know if I'd have it done by tomorrow, though, to be honest, because I'm going to probably do some stuff tomorrow. I'm going to start setting up my garage side things. That should be fun. Start doing that, and I don't know. But I will sign off of here and say goodnight. Gosh, it sounds like it's raining, but I don't think it is. Now all that guy's videos are coming up, and they did spread a lot of worldwide propaganda during World War One or World War Two. Also, getting parents to send their children away to safety. Those children are the same ones in nursing homes that were shut out. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's sad, man. It's like just so well played. You know what I mean? And it's just all been part of that new world order, and that's, you know what? Remember when Bush the senior said, locked away from family. Exactly. Yeah, from society, like during the illness. Exactly. Yeah. Oh, that was cruel. I just thought about the other day. Remember when they had the funerals and they were showing the funerals, and the family was trying to hug and grieve, and the funeral workers would come and tap on their shoulder and tell them to get 6 feet apart. And that was so set up. I mean, come on. But you know what? There's a lot of people who couldn't even have a funeral. Couldn't even have a funeral during that time. There's a lot of people who got messed up from that. But yeah. So sad not being. I didn't get it either. People are dying, so you got an elderly patient dying, and they can't see their loved ones because why? They're gonna die 5 minutes later, or what? The loved ones are gonna get sick. I don't get it. You know what I mean? Anyway, just crazy what they did to people, but couldn't have done it without the TV. Could not have done it. It's crazy how like we watched, like remember remember they showed like the dad playing catch with the daughter in the park all by themselves, and the police came and arrested the dad and cuffed him and stuffed him. Oh man, because he was in the park playing catch with the daughter. And they made sure everybody saw that. So if you're thinking about going to play catch, you better think again. They stopped your country during 10 years prior to shuffled up. Yeah, they shuffled children. Yeah. Oh my goodness. You know what we should go over sometime again? The orphan trains. Remember that? You talk about weird. And talk about weird at the World's Fair with that guy using little kids like puppets. Remember those preemies? They were like, I don't know, 6 inches tall. And remember, and the guy that he wasn't even a doctor, he just put a lab coat on, and he was in charge of all these babies, and they were selling them and taking money for people to look at them. That was at the World's Fair. Then it turned out the guy wasn't even a doctor. Remember, he's holding the kids up like little stuffed animals. It's crazy. Another World's Fair, you know what I mean? World's Fair is, and you know what I thought about the other day too. And in fact, I thought about it last week, even before the lightning storm. How they're trying to tell us like electricity was invented in, I don't know, 1902 or whatever. I don't know, whatever it was. No. Then how come in the World's Fair back in the 1800s, the World's Fair is lit up with all kinds of electricity with no wires, all solar and wind or whatever. But yeah, crazy, man. Crazy, man. And then you know what they did? Rewrite history. And that's why they say those who don't know history are doomed to repeat it. It's like these news stories on the news every day. Sound familiar? Yeah, something from 5 years ago or 10 years ago. Yep. I wouldn't be surprised if we had another OJ chase in a white Bronco. You know what I mean? Anyway, all right, guys, I'm going to sign off, and I'm going to do some stuff because it's really cool down in here, and it's nice. I mean, it's cool in here all day, but yeah, I just opened up the windows and It's cool outside too. Yeah, it is weird. Weird how they shuffled people around like that. It was weird. All right. Thank you, Father, for gathering us and all of our blessings. Amen. Well, good night to Grace and Dee and anybody else who stopped in. And the you know who, the troll, who we know who he is. And so on and so. If anybody's wrong, we think I got hate. No, that's not homosexuals. I don't. I say to eat. You know what I mean? It's really none of my business. I don't know why people think it's their business, but I don't like them pushing sexuality of any kind off on children, whether it's homosexuality or anything like Target's doing with the kids' clothes or whatever. You know what I mean? But that's just more divide and conquer stuff. Anyway, love you too, Grace. Love, spirit, blessings all to everybody. Hope you all have a restful night's sleep tonight, because that is a blessing. And I hope you all have an awesome day tomorrow. Let me get my, there you go. All right, good night, everybody. God bless you all. Shalom.